Hello people, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. I know I haven't posted a video in like almost 2 weeks, and my reason for that is I've been really busy. I had a lot to catch up on, schoolwork wise, and I've been busy helping my immediate family and family members and relatives with their stuff. So I have not been able to talk about certain subjects, and to people out there who email me on Facebook and follow me on Facebook, if I don't respond to you right away, chances are I am suspended for 30 days on Facebook. They have been suspending me for some bullshit for a fucking month. For a month. I'm now, ever since I got a couple strikes on Facebook and been reported falsely and wrongfully, now I am suspended for 30 days, but I will be available and should be available on August if y'all want to get in touch with me there, those who are friends with me on Facebook. But the best way to get in touch with me and I'll be able to respond to you is you just got to go on my page on YouTube and follow me on my email address, my Gmail account. That's the only way y'all can get in touch with me. And those who have my phone number, y'all know who you can call me basically anytime. Okay, it's not an issue, but just mind you, let's be mindful of the time difference. If you are in California, I am 3 hours ahead of you because I'm on the East Coast in North Carolina. Now, Midwest, Central Time, if you live somewhere out in Colorado, Utah, in those states where there's a mountain time zone, then Pacific time, or you live somewhere in a different part of the world, time difference is different. You know what I'm saying? So y'all feel free to contact me on WhatsApp or send me something that I need to touch base on. I'll try to, basically give my take and my analysis and what have you. And I'll just tell it as it is. Okay? Anyway, today's video.
I set my timer and then I called her.
I'm back. Basically, today's video is, dear Caucasian people, how does it fucking feel to have one of your own people be a victim of police brutality? I'll say that again. Dear Caucasian people, how does it feel to be a victim of police brutality? That's the video. So, out in Minneapolis, I've been following the story, following the reports, been paying attention to what's going on in the media about this incident that happened with this Australian woman who came to America out in Minneapolis, and she called. Basically, I want to say, y'all know, I'm pretty sure y'all know because people are talking about this. She called 911. She heard screams of a woman specifically being sexually assaulted or raped or all the above. She called the police. I don't know. Then basically the cops show up, and all of a sudden she taps on the squad car, the backside of the squad car, the police cruiser, the police car basically, and all of a sudden one of the officers shoots and kills her. And now it's really funny. I'm not saying it's funny that she got killed like that, but it's funny how Caucasian people are up in arms for what happened, because and especially a Caucasian person being murdered by the cop, especially a Caucasian female at that. Now, since she's Caucasian, what y'all call white, and a woman, now we gotta address this police brutality bullshit. But mind you, when people of color, specifically people of this skin color, specifically so-called black people, was talking about injustice, crooked cops, police brutality, the unprofessionalism of police and racial profiling, and so-called black people, specifically more so black men and some black women, being shot and killed and murdered by the cops, or being beaten or tortured, or being murdered, or being wrongfully arrested and being killed in jail. Now we got to talk about this. But but my thing is now, because not only that, since it's a so-called black cop, a so-called black male cop that killed a Caucasian woman, now you Caucasian people are up in arms, and now you upset. Now you pissed off. But where's your? But I thought y'all support police, no matter what they did. From my understanding, we're gonna play devil's advocate. I thought y'all love police. I thought you Caucasian people love police officers. I thought y'all about Blue Lives Matter. The cop is always right no matter what. The cop was in. Ever stop and think that the so-called black male cop, I don't know, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name because I don't want to fuck it up. Ever stop and think he was in fear of his life because the Caucasian woman slapped with her hand the backside, basically the trunk of the police car. Don't you think he was in fear of his life? How come y'all ain't sending donations so the cop can get off? How come the system, the legal system, is not trying to do anything they can to make sure this brother gets paid leave? This brother gets donations from y'all police supporters. I just want to know why y'all ain't doing that. Y'all had no problem with doing that to Darren Wilson when he killed Mike Brown. Y'all had no problem supporting the cop that got Sandra Bland killed, that wrongfully or that racially profiled and basically opened Sandra Bland's car door and yanked her out of the fucking car, threatening to fucking kill her. Then wrongfully arresting her and body slamming the fuck out of her, and then she gets killed in jail by the pigs, by the whole legal system, by the prison system, basically by the cops. Same difference. Y'all supported that shit. Y'all supported the cops shooting Tamir Rice. Y'all made excuses for that shit. Y'all made excuses for Freddie Gray being murdered. Y'all made excuses, countless excuses for so-called black people, young and old, in between, getting murdered by the cops. You have countless incidences of so-called black people, mostly so-called black men and some black women getting assaulted by the cops, getting beat up by the police, being body slammed, being tased, being murdered, being killed, being harassed by police, period. But y'all told us to shut up, and y'all were you Caucasian people, you pale skin monkey devils, low-life piece of shit motherfuckers, honkies, were silent. I thought y'all believe in all lives matter because when y'all say all lives matter, it's supposed to mean that everybody matters. But for some reason, so-called black people are not included in so-called black people are not included in all lives matter. But I noticed that all lives matter only focuses on Caucasian people. It don't focus on so-called black people. It don't focus on Asian people. It don't focus on Latino people, Arab people. It don't focus on other groups of people. No, basically non-Caucasian people. They don't give a fuck about non-Caucasian people. If you're not a Caucasian person, then your life doesn't fucking matter. Basically, if you're not of European descent, if you're not a Caucasian person, Caucasian male, Caucasian female, child, you don't fucking matter in this country, in this corporation known as America. Free K's, don't get it twisted and don't get it fucked up. Y'all, how come y'all ain't sent? I'm trying to find out how come you Caucasian supremacists, because all y'all racist. Damn near all y'all fucking racist. And don't tell me, let me say this, and let me say this to Caucasian people, let me say this to cops who basically Caucasian cops, mostly male, and some female, and Caucasian male, and some Caucasian female cops. Let me say this to you. And Caucasian people as a whole. Let me say this to y'all. If you're not fucking racist, I am not talking to you. Okay, don't come at me and say you shouldn't generalize. It's wrong to hate. Stop it right there, because y'all the most hateful motherfuckers. Y'all hate on non-white people all damn day. So you can stop it with that bullshit. You always focus your hatred and hostility to people who got melanin in their skin, got pigmentation. Y'all motherfucking pale skin monkey, skin cancer having motherfuckers who are a dying fucking breed. Thank fucking God. Always focusing on so-called black people, always hating black people, always hating other groups of people, always hating Asians, hating Indians. Yeah, Asians and Indians. Yeah, they don't like y'all either. They don't like y'all either. Wake the fuck up. Latino people, they don't like y'all, specifically y'all Mexicans. If you ain't a Spaniard coming from Spain, a Caucasian person coming from Spain, they don't like you motherfuckers. Same with you Middle Eastern people. They don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. They call y'all terrorists. And while they call us the so-called black people fucking thugs and criminals. When the original thug was the Caucasian person. Caucasian people are the biggest thugs, the biggest rapists, the biggest pedophiles, the biggest murderers, the biggest thieves, the biggest crooks out there. The biggest terrorists. They are the original terrorist. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Caucasian person, if you're not racist, I'm not talking to you. But my question is, why the fuck do you don't call out racist people in your fucking group and hold them accountable? How come you don't throw them underneath the bus? How come you're always defending racist Caucasian people? If you're a non-racist Caucasian person, how come you're always caping and defending and making excuses for racist Caucasian people? If you're not racist. So when you defend give you a secret. When you defend a racist Caucasian person, if you're a Caucasian person who says they're not racist, I want you to fucking prove it with your actions, not your fucking words. What are you doing to eradicate Caucasian supremacy? What are you doing to end systematic racism? What are you doing to end discrimination based on the color of people's skin? What are you doing to end racism and all that? I mean, what are you doing to end that shit? How come you ain't calling out racist Caucasian people and holding them accountable, turning them in? Why is it when Caucasian people do dirt, especially do racist shit, you motherfuckers are fucking silent? Y'all don't want to call out your parents who are racist. Whether it be your father or you be your mother or both. Y'all don't want to call out your fucking grandparents. Y'all make excuses for your grandparents, your great-grandparents if they're still alive, the rest of your relatives, your aunties and your uncles, your cousins. Y'all make excuses for them being racist and being Caucasian supremacists. Y'all don't do shit to check them. Y'all don't do nothing. You don't even stand up for us. And don't give me that marching. No, what I need Caucasian people who claim to be who claim to not be fucking racist. I need y'all to stop doing racist shit. I need you to call out racism and expose them for what the fuck they are. When you see somebody saying racist stuff, Caucasian people, if you see another Caucasian person saying racist stuff, even if it's a fucking joke, you need to call them out on it. You need to turn them in. You need to report them. You see racial profiling by these crooked cops harassing so-called black people, you need to do something about it. Don't just film them. Do something if you're really down for the fucking team. If you see institutional racism, say something. Point it out. Don't give me that I have black friends and I have a so-called black girlfriend. I have a so-called black boyfriend. Y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Because chances are that Negro, who's actually a Negropean, obviously that so-called black friend or black friends of yours, or your so-called black lover or your so-called black spouse, obviously don't have no fucking so-called black pride, don't have no fucking black knowledge, no love, no self-love for themselves and their own fucking people, don't love their culture, don't respect their culture, don't want to know their history, don't want to know who they are, and they are the same motherfuckers who don't want to speak out and challenge you and confront you on racist Caucasian people and your own racism as well. They're just to get along, fucking coon, fucking bedwench motherfucker. The fucking Sambo. And I can't stand them house niggers. These Negropeans. You don't have black friends. You have a wannabe so-called black person who wants to be white. And that just don't go for your so-called black friends. That goes for your Asian friends too, who worship Caucasian people. Same with your Mexicans, your Latino people who worship Caucasian people, Indians and Middle Eastern people who worship and put Caucasian people on a fucking pedestal and do anything they can to get acceptance by you people. If they don't have no culture, no self-love about themselves, and they don't defend their heritage, then obviously from my observation, and any person of color who does not have no pride, no self-love, doesn't have, especially so-called black people who do not have no black pride, don't want to have no black knowledge, don't want to know their fucking history, don't want to know their fucking plight and know what they're up against, and don't want to talk about their experiences of dealing with, when it comes to dealing with racism and Caucasian supremacy, and don't want to confront Caucasian people, especially you as a Caucasian person, on the racism, and question your loyalty to if your friendship is legit or your relationship, your intimate relationship is legit. Let me just say it like this: if these select few cool motherfuckers that you Caucasian people like to hang with and fool with and fuck with and actually have sex with, and they don't want to say anything or don't want to talk about the truth about how they really feel about racism, but they try to pretend that like it doesn't fucking exist, and you know damn well it does fucking exist. You just don't give a fuck, Caucasian people, because it doesn't happen to you. And don't give me that black racism, because black racism does not exist. Reverse racism does not fucking exist. Tell me when was the last time you saw a bunch of so-called black people throughout history going into Europe and enslaving Caucasian people and raping the fuck out of the women and children, raping the fuck out of the fucking men, and you know, and forcing them to do slave labor and beating them to death, lynching them and mutilating their fucking bodies. When was the last time you saw so-called black people do that and get away with it? Okay? It has not happened. When have you ever seen so-called black people go into the so-called white neighborhood and light fucking crosses on the fucking yard of the fucking of your fucking houses? Are so-called black people control the educational system, telling your kids what they want, telling your children bullshit ass information? I mean, not telling the truth about the real history of. I'm going to say it like this: have you seen do so-called black people own the schools and control the banks and control the job market? Are y'all dependent on a so-called black person for a fucking job, for a fucking loan, or forced to buy insurance? Okay? Last time I checked, so-called black people don't control the school system and telling basically the schools what they can teach and cannot teach, and miseducating the children, even including their own children. Caucasian people miseducate not just their children, but people of color as well. Most kids go through, when they experience racism for the first time, it's not dealing with cops, it's not going to a fucking store, it's usually in the school system with racist teachers, people in the administration that is fucking racist, guidance counselors, and other kids who are fucking racist. The so-called black people, bully Caucasian people and get away with it. Practice their racism and get away with it. Our so-called black people are in the position to practice institutional racism, telling Caucasian people, you can't live here, but you can live there. Or overcharging somebody for insurance. Or overcharging somebody on taxes and the property and the house. Or making them pay 10 times more for a fucking house to live in this particular neighborhood. Does that fucking happen to your Caucasian people? Or a so-called black person has fucked up credit, but they can still have shit, but a Caucasian person can have good credit and still can't get shit. Have you ever experienced that kind of discrimination, Caucasian people? I rest my fucking case. You know, so-called black people did not create Jim Crow laws. So-called black people didn't tell other people who they can and cannot marry. So-called black people do not live in fear of genetic annihilation. Where's your so-called white Emmett Tills at? You don't see so-called black women falsely accusing Caucasian males of sex crimes or just blatant harm and assault and robbery. That shit don't fucking happen. Where Caucasian towns are burned to the fucking ground. Okay, so y'all can miss me with that black racist accusation bullshit, or because so-called black people are not dismissive when y'all cry about y'all fucking problems, but the minute when us the so-called black people cry to Caucasian people about our plight and our problems, oh, you'll tell us to get over it, get over slavery. Y'all don't tell the Jewish people to get over the Holocaust. Y'all get offended if someone told y'all to get over Pearl Harbor, get over the Alamo, get over the fact that you were at one time oppressed by Arab people. You were at one time, nobody tells y'all to get over 9/11. Nobody throws in your face that you lost the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to get off the subject. I apologize for that, but I had to make that fucking clear. It's funny that how come when this so-called black cop kills a Caucasian woman, nobody's saying Blue Lives Matter? How come y'all ain't making donations so he can get a better lawyer and get off? How come this brother ain't getting paid leave? Now everybody wants to talk about we gotta have policy on body cameras. It don't fucking matter if you film a cop or not, or the cop has a body camera. Motherfucker, these crooked ass cops, crooked ass Caucasian cops are getting off for murdering people of color. But if a so-called black cop kills a Caucasian person, especially a woman and child, and I'll say that one more time. When a so-called black police officer kills a Caucasian man, it's an issue. But when it kills a Caucasian woman and child, especially a Caucasian woman, now all hell breaks loose. Now when a so-called black cop are shooting down Caucasian women and Caucasian children, now we got to talk about this. But now you want us as so-called black people and people of other ethnicities who are non-Caucasian to care about you and feel bad for you. No. I don't feel bad one bit for that bitch being fucking killed. Okay? Because when we get killed and get murdered on the fucking streets, or get murdered and raped in our own fucking homes and get tortured and tased to death, nobody feels bad for us. So why should I feel bad for you people, Caucasian people? You tell me that. You know? Now you want, like I said, when so-called black people are being murdered by the cops or being murdered by regular Caucasian civilians, nobody gives a shit. Oh, but when a so-called black person kills a Caucasian person, and when a so-called black cop kills a Caucasian person, armed or unarmed, oh, all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, now my thing is, we didn't know what happened. I'm going to play devil's advocate. You don't know what happened. You know, she could have did something. She could have said something, do something. That cop could have been in fear of his life. Oh, but he don't get a pass because he's a so-called black man. He can't say that. And then y'all want to say, well, she's a woman. That don't mean shit. How can she be a threat? There's women who kill men, okay, on a daily fucking basis, okay? You can miss me with that feminist deflection. You know, y'all Caucasian people, do you know what happened? Y'all got y'all fucking karma. Y'all got y'all fucking karma. Y'all got a wake-up call because people of color like myself have been saying that cops are getting out of control. They're getting way too much power. They're becoming corrupt, and the system that they work for is getting way too much power and getting away with too much shit. Now you want to talk about passing laws and do everything to change to prevent police brutality. Why don't you make sure you prevent these crooked cops from violating people's rights, period, across the damn board? Why don't you end police brutality by addressing these issues? How about you hold these cops accountable no matter what color they are? You know, stop being so fucking racist and biased and playing favorites and always making yourself to be, and always promoting this mindset, promoting this mentality that only Caucasian lives matter, white lives matter, but so-called black lives don't fucking matter. How about, if you're really serious about all lives matter, how about you acknowledge that black lives matter too? Stop trying to say blue lives matter. Oh, but when y'all say blue lives matter, oh, that only means for white lives matter. But when the so-called black cop kills a Caucasian person, oh, blue lives matter don't matter no more. Oh, when you got Caucasian males killing Caucasian cops, oh, it don't fucking matter no more. Or just Caucasian males and females killing cops, period. Oh, y'all don't want to talk about blue lives matter because a Caucasian person was murdered by a Caucasian person, which is all so-called white on white crime. Y'all don't want to discuss that shit because it's no big deal, or you don't want to cover it up, or you don't want to talk about Caucasian people. You don't tell Caucasian people how to act towards police. When a Caucasian male mainly kills a Caucasian cop, or a Caucasian male just kills a cop, period, y'all don't say shit. And when it kills a black cop, y'all blame it on the black cops. So basically, you motherfuckers don't give a shit about cops unless they do something to y'all. Personally, y'all care as long as they follow the agenda of Caucasian supremacy, like slave patrol, like they did back in the slavery days of lynching and killing so-called black people. You're okay with that shit. You don't have no problem with these cops racially profiling people of color as long as they don't bother you. You don't have no problem with these cops killing so-called black people as long as they don't kill your own. But y'all don't say shit when these Caucasian males are killing cops. You're silent. So basically, the only time you give a fuck about cops is when call somebody a hero is when they kill a so-called black person, specifically a so-called black man, young or old. I mean, this is just blatant hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? It's just blatant hypocrisy. Now you want to talk about police brutality because one of your own people was fucking murdered, especially a Caucasian woman. Y'all motherfuckers are pitiful. Instead of being fair and equal across the board, no, only your lives matter. What you're saying is so-called black lives don't matter. Black lives don't fucking matter, but only white lives matter. Caucasian lives only matter on this fucking planet. And a Caucasian woman lives matter way more than a Caucasian male's life. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's a wealthy elite male like Donald Trump, then his life matters more than everybody else. Then he can be misogynistic. I'm just tired of the double standards. I just had to get this off my chest. It's just so fucking pathetic. Now Caucasian people want to have a dialogue with everybody about police brutality, but when people of color were being victims of racial profiling and police brutality and false arrest and all that type of dirty crooked shit that crooked cops do to us every day. Now, since they got the nigger moment, now they give a fuck. No, fuck you. You're on your fucking own. And I tell people, all people, fuck Caucasian people on this one. Peace. And let me say this. If you ain't racist, prove it. And my question to y'all, I don't care if you have a black spouse. I don't give a damn if you got a black girlfriend, black boyfriend, black friends. If you ain't fighting Caucasian supremacy and doing what you can as a Caucasian person to end racism and eradicate Caucasian supremacy, shut the fuck up. I'm out. Peace. Add this, after watching the Abai show last night, it's funny how this woman, Justine Damon, gets killed by a so-called black cop named Officer Muhammad Noor. And everybody's like, now the Caucasian media is demonizing this brother. Now nobody, Caucasian people, the Caucasian supremacists specifically, are not defending and not supporting Blue Lives Matter. Because I already know, and some of y'all already know, Blue Lives Matter means Caucasian lives matter. So-called white lives matter. Same with all lives matter. That's only for Caucasian people. Caucasian lives matter. You know what I'm saying? This woman, Justine Damon, Nobody went dug dirt to try to find some dirt in her past, how she was, in her life. Did she have problems in school? Did she get in trouble? Or did she have prior legal troubles? None of that. No, nobody's digging into that. Nobody's looking into her past, rather she's a good citizen or a bad citizen. Like they do to people of color like myself. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to find no dirt on this woman. Everybody sees her as a victim. Everybody's quick to judgment. Nobody's saying, let's wait for the facts. Oh, don't play the race card. Don't jump into conclusions. At this case, don't play the woman card and don't play for Caucasian people. Don't scream reverse racism. Nobody's telling Caucasian people, don't accuse the black cop, Muhammad Noor, of being a reverse racist, a black racist, like they like to say, which don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling Caucasian people, specifically Caucasian women, that you can't play the woman card, you can't pull the feminist card. You can't. I'm a woman, particularly what they call a white woman, and nobody. It's just ridiculous. It's funny how you got the Australian government, Australia itself, in the hand, just tearing Minnesota, the United States police force, a new one, just attacking the United States government. And the world stops when a Caucasian person is unjustly murdered or justified murdered by the cops. It's just hilarious that we have this selective outrage. Now they want to have an issue, well, why the body cameras ain't on. But when body cameras are on, when you see people of color, specifically so-called black people, specifically mostly black men and sometimes black women and children getting murdered by the cops, even when you got cell phone cameras, even when you got body cameras showing the obvious, they try to suppress that shit. When you see the outright evidence of video evidence from whatever it be, from a surveillance camera or camera phone or a camcorder, digital camera, now they still get off. And now they're trying to get this so-called black cop. I'm not on nobody's side. To be crucified and nailed to the fucking cross. Nobody's giving them paid leave. Everybody's pushing that he be in jail. All that bull. But when you got Caucasian cops doing dirt and being racist and racially profiling and fucking with people of color and committing hate crimes on people of color, basically doing a modern day lynching on us. Oh, nobody gives a shit. But when the shoe is on the other foot, Caucasian people, now you want to give a damn. Now you're saying police brutality is a problem when it happens to you. See, y'all thought that the cops only pandered to you. You thought they were always on your side. The government is not on your fucking side. No matter what color you are. To tell you the truth, Caucasians, the government don't give a damn about the middle class and especially poor Caucasian people. They don't give a fuck about y'all. They see you as the same nigger like they see me, like people like me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're not exempt from being victims of government corruption. But y'all want to cry and bitch and want us to feel bad, but that a Caucasian person, specifically Caucasian people, got murdered by a cop, and y'all crying for her saying she's unarmed. But my people are being murdered, male and female, and children are being murdered. Y'all don't give a shit. Y'all ain't trying to y'all ain't calling Justine Damon a fucking thug. You ain't calling her a thug, a criminal. You ain't passing judgment on her. You see her as a victim. You trying to see the positive. But when people of color are getting murdered by the cops or just being murdered by your George Zimmerman wannabe Caucasian supremacist and Caucasian people as a whole who got this hatred for people of color, y'all make excuses. Y'all rationalize it and blame the victim. That's like blaming a woman for being raped by a man because y'all say, well, she should have been drunk. She shouldn't have got drunk. You know, she shouldn't have been being you know, flaunting her sexuality. She shouldn't have been dressing like a fucking hooker. And because of that, she got raped. You know, like I said, you know, you don't blame women for being victims of rape no matter what they did. Y'all say it doesn't matter what a woman does. A man, specifically mainly, has no right to rape her. You know, no means no, right? You know, when women are victims of domestic violence by men specifically, y'all say no matter what she does, you don't hit a woman. I mean, it's a double standard. When Jewish people claim about accuse people of anti-Semitism, oh, y'all give them the benefit of the doubt. When gay people accuse people of being homophobic, or when bisexual and transgender people accuse people of being transphobic, bisexual, phobic, oh, y'all believe them. When people of color, have valid proof of accusing somebody of being racist towards them, accuse the system of being unfair and unjust towards them, racists call out Caucasian supremacy and accuse those people of being racist and practicing racism, oh, y'all question us. Y'all dismissive. Oh, and especially when it comes from cops. You Caucasian people, you know who you are. You don't give a damn about cops, because when you have Caucasian males murdering cops at a high number, y'all don't say shit. When you got sometimes Caucasian females killing cops, y'all don't say nothing. When you got Caucasians cursing out cops, picking fights with cops, making terroristic threats, drawing guns on cops, shooting out cops, or laying hands on them and not complying, y'all defend that person, that perpetrator, and say, oh, they're defending their rights. Y'all make excuses for, oh, he had a mental issue, or usually it's a Caucasian male who's killing cops. You say they got mental issues, or the officer's wrong. He shouldn't. They were unprofessional. Y'all make excuses for your own people. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just a misunderstanding. I'm just sick and tired of America. Free case, don't get it twisted and don't get it fucked up. America's double fucking standards. America's racial double standards out here. Because it's obvious that so-called black lives don't fucking matter unless, but only Caucasian lives matter. Only white lives matter. You know, but like I said, if you ain't like that, if you ain't racist, my question to you, to Caucasian people who say they ain't racist, what are you doing to eradicate Caucasian supremacy? What are you doing to stop racism when it happens? What are you doing to prevent other Caucasian people from practicing racism within your group? If you choose not to do nothing, you choose to be silent, guess what? You're guilty by association, and you just need to stop talking. Because when you defend racism and make excuses for it and rationalize it from your people, or you doing it yourself, you're racist. Stop it with the selective outrage, people, especially Caucasians. When something happens to you, you want people to care, but when you're doing dirt on us, you don't give a shit. Them days are over. Y'all need to stop your selective outrage and your hypocrisy. That's all I gotta say. I'm out. Peace.